Going to the gym can change your life in ways that you wouldn't have even thought of when you first start. So let's talk about the first thing that'll change in your life when going to the gym. The first thing that will change when you start going to the gym is obviously your physique. This is a picture of me almost 2 years ago. I'm extremely bloated, I'm starting to develop fat around my stomach, and it is just not a good look. I remember that I had always talked about going to the gym or starting a cut, but I never really did it until I had an epiphany. One day I went to the park with a friend with boxing gloves, and we both decided to spar for about 4 rounds. And I realized about halfway through, I was completely gassed. And from that point forward, I knew I needed to change. So I took that photo and I started going to the gym. And ever since then, I've gone consistently, and now I look like this. Incredibly lean, much more vascular, my muscles pop way more, and I just look way better. Even though I'm showing you a 2-year progression, and some of you might think, oh, it took him 2 years to get to that point. This is what I looked like about 3 to 4 months after I started working out and really focusing on diet. And you can see I already look way better than I did before. I'm definitely not as muscular, but still, it's a pretty solid physique considering the time span. And there's absolutely nothing stopping you from doing the same. And if you're serious about learning to do more effective workouts, you're watching YouTube right now. If you really want to figure it out, click off this video and go look it up. Along with that, I can promise you, the majority of the people that go to the gym are not looking around the gym trying to find the people who look like they're new to it and looking at them and saying, look at this loser, he has no clue what he's doing. So if you clicked on this video looking for some motivation, let me tell you this now. Stop making excuses, stop telling yourself you can't do it, get up and do it. Let me quickly show you just how easy it is. Wake up, get out of bed, admire your Halloween pajamas or your Christmas pajamas or just whatever you wore to bed. Splash cold water in your face to wake yourself up. Brush your teeth, floss, scrape that gross tongue you got. Get dressed in your gym clothes. Leave for the gym, go to the gym, work out at the gym, come back home, and done. Now, the second part about going to the gym that doesn't get touched on nearly as much as the physical aspect does is the mental aspect. There are good and bad mental effects that can happen when going to the gym, but let's start with the good ones. You are never going to be seen as a confident person if you aren't already confident within yourself. This is something I've always believed in, and a reason why I think going to the gym is so important. And if you wake up every morning and look in the mirror and you hate the way your body looks, you hate the way your face looks, you hate the way you just feel, you're never going to feel confident in yourself. Whether you think it or not, people can subconsciously tell how someone feels about themselves on like a very minimal level. Even when I'm having very simple, basic interactions with people, I can very quickly tell whether or not they're a confident person or a non-confident person. So if you're not confident in yourself, people will pick up on that. But on the other side of the coin, if you are confident in yourself, people will also pick up on that. Essentially what I'm saying is, for a lot of people who might not be confident in themselves, building a good physique is a good place to start. I also think when you go to the gym and you get yourself involved with fitness, then over time, you slowly start to involve yourself in other parts of health. And anyone who stays healthy is going to have a better working brain. And anyone with a better working brain is gonna feel better about themselves. I would bet my college fund that the guy who goes to the gym, is into fitness, into health, gets 8 hours of sleep every day, goes outside, drinks enough water, etc. That kind of person is much happier and feels way better about themselves than someone who's staying up all night and barely gets any sleep, doesn't go outside, doesn't go to the gym, isn't involved with their health at all. At the end of the day, you want to build a body that you are proud of and look in the mirror every single day and be able to tell yourself, more. But why is there such a desperate need for more? To put it simply, what happens is as you keep going to the gym, all you want to do is gain more. All you think about is that your back isn't wide enough, your arms aren't big enough, your abs aren't shredded enough. All you do is seek more instead of being happy with what you've already achieved. In some cases, for people, it becomes body dysmorphia, where even though they already have a very good physique, they don't think that they have enough, and they just keep beating themselves up about it. And this is something I've seen both online and in person, where people just never seem to be happy with what they already have, and all they're doing is looking towards the next bigger thing. What makes it even worse is when we begin comparing ourselves, and that happens with honestly most people, including me. I know that I have achieved a body that I am proud of and that I am happy with, but there have been so many times where I go to my gym, I look around, see someone who's much more built than me, and rather than just be happy for them, I just think, wow, I wish I had that physique, rather than be content with what I already have. And what makes it even worse is that social media makes the way we compare ourselves to other people even more extreme. I'll use myself as an example. Since I already go to the gym a lot, whenever I'm on Instagram Reels, I'm definitely going to be more likely to watch Reels about the gym. And as the algorithm feeds me more gym videos, I'm going to continue to see even more people who have these amazing physiques that I don't have. And this becomes an issue because everything that you've achieved and accomplished suddenly feels minute when you start comparing yourself to all these other people who've achieved more. So the main question is, how do you fix this? The answer to that question is that you have to ground yourself in reality. Well, what do you mean by that? Going back to the Instagram Reels as an example, the people that you're seeing on your Reels are in the top 1.1% of the genetic lottery. And they have everything that they could possibly want for a great aesthetic physique. 99% of people don't look like that. So of course, when you're putting yourself up against the 1%, you're never gonna win. And something else you also have to consider is that a good amount of people you see that post gym reels on Instagram very likely take steroids. And whether they admit it or not, it's still important to keep in mind, because if you're going to train naturally, then what's the point in comparing yourself to someone who takes steroids? You're literally never going to look like them. And now that you've grounded yourself in the reality that what you're comparing yourself to just is out of the picture, throw it away. Don't even think about it. Anyone you've seen on Reels or TikTok or anything, just don't compare yourself to them. Throw all those ideas you've had of them just out of the way. You just have to focus on what you've accomplished by yourself. As long as you're continuing to progress in your own journey, that's literally all that matters. To go one step even further, another thing that you have to consider is that a lot of people in the fitness industry also edit their photos, or when they're taking pictures, they're always flexed up. You've already seen in this video a few pictures of me already flexing with all my muscles tensed and posing to try and look as good as possible. Here's a picture of me right now and what I look like when I'm not flexing any muscles at all. See how huge of a difference that is? Isn't it crazy how when you're not flexing, you just look like a normal person? And I can guarantee you that unless they're on steroids, anyone else who's natural is going to look about the same when they aren't flexing at all. Here are the 3 main takeaways I think you should be considering when watching this video. Going to the gym is great for your health and your body. And as long as you do everything safe and responsibly, there's barely any downsides to it at all. Having a better physique allows you to be more confident within yourself, which is going to help a lot with your socialization and just being able to meet new people in general. Comparing yourself to other people in real life or in social media is completely pointless. As long as you yourself are making progress and making sure you stay disciplined in going to the gym, that's all that matters. Make sure to do your best and show up for yourself every single day.